And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield 4 minutes to my good friend from the great state of California, Mr. McClintock.
The gentleman from California is recognized for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. During the 4 years of the Democrats' open border nightmare, some 500,000 unvetted, unaccompanied minors were trafficked into our country by our own government and left with poorly vetted or unvetted sponsors. And the government lost track of 150,000 of them. This is a dark chapter in our history that must always be remembered and never be repeated. Now, so far, despite the vicious and sometimes violent opposition of the Democrats and their Antifa auxiliary, the Trump administration has now rescued 62,000 of these children who had fallen into the underworld of illegal sex and labor trafficking. But many of these unaccompanied alien children weren't children at all. Some were gang members or adults pretending to be minors, or both. And since the Biden administration's priority was to traffic as many as possible into our country, they didn't care to check. Biden's HHS secretary compared the processing to an assembly line, and he threatened to fire anyone who slowed it down to ask embarrassing questions like, is this person with gang tattoos a member of a gang? Are they even a child? Now, this bill is named after Kayla Hamilton. She paid the ultimate price for the Democrats' open borders. She was found in her own bedroom, raped, tied up, and then strangled with a phone cord. Her murder was recorded on her boyfriend's voicemail when she desperately called him for help. Kayla was just 20 years old. Now, she was murdered by a 17-year-old MS-13 gang member who Biden's administration welcomed into our country. Police investigating her murder noticed that her assailant had gang tattoos, and one call to El Salvadorian authorities confirmed he was a known MS-13 gang member, something that federal officials never bothered to ask as they recklessly placed him in Kayla's neighborhood. The Trump administration has stopped this madness, thank God. And ICE is now trying to locate every gang member that the Democrats allowed into our country to prevent future atrocities. And ICE is being blocked every step of the way by the Democrats and the violent street mobs that they have incited and encouraged. But what if another Democrat becomes president? Their leaders all backed these policies. And that's where this bill is so desperately needed, not for future presidents like Trump, pledged and determined to uphold our immigration laws, but for future Democrats who are pledged to undermine or ignore them. If this bill had been law, Biden would have been powerless to unleash these horrors upon our people. This bill requires every unaccompanied alien child to be fully vetted and detained if they're suspected to be criminals or gang members. It also requires every sponsor to be similarly vetted to prevent the rampant child abuse and trafficking that is aided and abetted by the Biden administration with the support of the Democrats in this Congress. This must never happen again. This bill assures that whoever is president, it cannot happen again. I yield back.